Jupiter Ascending crashed with a thud into movie theaters this week. It's the latest space opera from the Wachowskis, the creators of the Matrix trilogy, which seems like it was made in a galaxy far, far away, 15 years ago or more. Mark, we both saw Jupiter Ascending in 3D, and really some of the 3D effects I thought were the only redeeming quality in the movie. Why don't you walk us through the plot, such as it is?
Oh boy, wish me luck. So the lead character is Jupiter Jones, or Jupiter as she's frequently called, played by Mila Kunis, who is a humble cleaning woman and a Russian immigrant who doesn't have a Russian accent at all, but I guess she was raised in America. She discovers through a convoluted series of events that she is the owner of the Earth and the reincarnation / descendant of a woman from centuries ago, who was a member of this human spacefaring family that now has 3 siblings that also want to own the Earth. And then, and Channing Tatum is partially a wolf, and he has pointy ears and a cosmic rollerblades that he goes around on. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot more sense than as it was laid out in the movie. You did an excellent job there, except I think Channing Tatum is actually part dog, part man. And although other than the pointy ears, he has no dog characteristics. His friend, played by Sean Bean, who was, to me, struggling to fight his way out into another better movie, is part bee, part man. And his only bee-like characteristics were he had a lot of beehives around his house, and he didn't get stung. Jupiter Jones, or Jupe, as she's sometimes referred to, was, part of the way that we knew that she was Your Majesty, as they also referred to her as when she went out in the beehives, the bees swarmed around her and she didn't get stung. But really, we're making this movie sound a lot more entertaining than it was. Some of the special effects were okay, but there were continuity problems galore. It's a $175 million movie, and you can say, well, all that money is up on the screen, but it's up on the screen doing nothing.
Yeah. No, it's very disappointing, especially coming from, as you said, the folks who made the Matrix movies, which had a very, very similar plot about an ordinary person who discovers that there's some sort of cosmic science fiction savior. That movie had a female character in Trinity who had her problems, but was a sort of an action-oriented character. And here, one of the big problems is that Mila Kunis's character spends half the movie falling from great heights and getting rescued by Channing Tatum. For someone who's supposedly the hero or heroine of this huge adventure story, she feels like a female character out of the 50s or something. It's kind of embarrassing. No question. In the age of empowerment for women, she is really a very passive character. Yeah. She's sort of yearning for a romance with this half dog who really didn't show a lot of interest in her. And when he walked off one time, one of her great lines was, "But I love dogs." Right. It's one of the few genuine laugh lines in the movie, whether it was intentional or not. So really, Jupiter Ascending, a smart marketing campaign. It might have a good weekend, but early contender for worst movie of the year. In other movie news, Portland International Film Festival is roaring to life today with 19 movies or something at various venues. It'll be on for 2 weeks plus. Quick word on PIF. Well, it's always fun. It's always interesting. There are a lot of things that, you read descriptions of a Bulgarian movie that you've never heard of, starring actors you've never heard of, and you go see it, and it turns out to be great. It's for people who value that sort of adventure, it's kind of a priceless experience. Quick weekend tip from me. There's a movie, 71, starring Jack O'Connell, the star of Unbroken, plays a British soldier in Belfast at the height of the Troubles there. Really, really good action thriller, worth your time. I also saw a documentary, Red Army, about the Soviet hockey team yesterday. It's playing the second week. Also an excellent movie. I saw Timbuktu, which is a great African film that I think will be opening commercially in Portland in the next few weeks, and that would be my pick for the week. Thanks. We'll be back next week with a review of
Next week's contender for worst movie of the year, 50 Shades of Grey.